What is going on, everybody? As always, a huge thank you to everyone who clicked on the video. I greatly appreciate that, as always. Now, let's be honest, everybody here at some point in their life has probably wanted to be a part of Team Rocket, right? We've all wanted to kind of be the bad guy. You probably wanted to say yes to the guy on Nugget Bridge, right? Who blames you? Well, today I'm going to be taking a look at something that actually puts you behind the driver's seat of actually being a member of Team Rocket. And today I'm going to be taking a look at Pokemon Team Rocket Edition. Now, before we get into all that, let's of course take a look at the game here, starting with the case. We've probably got the face of Team Rocket, right? I mean, Jesse, James, Meowth, they're kind of who everybody thinks of when you see Team Rocket. Maybe Giovanni, maybe, but it's a pretty simple background. I like it, though. It's simple, but I like it. I like the colors. It makes everything kind of pop here. And, of course, we've got all of these Nintendo things here, which not an official Nintendo game. I feel like I have to say that every time. But if we move to the back here, I'll move in a little bit closer. Feel free to pause that if you want to read. But just to kind of summarize, you and your sister are members of Team Rocket, and you have to compete against the gym leaders and Elite Four to figure out who's going to take over Giovanni once he retires. So that's kind of your story there. Simple, but I like it. I like the simplicity of all of this. The cover, the story. It's simple. It doesn't need to be anything more than what it is. But of course, we've got some artwork here. Everything's looking really, really good. But let's go ahead and pop this open and actually take a look at the game here. We've got this, I guess you'd say, crystal clear, if I can even get it out. Jeez, grab it from there. And I'll set that right there. Yeah, we've got this reproduction crystal. I've seen this on like my crystal clear copy before. I'm generally not the biggest fan of these. I don't like how you can like see the inside, I guess. It makes it look kind of cheap to me. But I will say, for all the colors and everything, it honestly works for this. I think it makes everything pop, in my opinion. But maybe I don't really know what I'm talking about. But this is like the only time I've ever actually liked the blue cartridge, like even over crystal, in my opinion. I just think the case with the cover and the art, it looks good. It looks pretty good there. If I had to pick another color, I have seen some black cartridges floating around, but none of them came with this cool case here. I kind of like to get both things going if I can. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put this into the Game Boy here, and we'll go ahead and check out the game. Now, I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Sadly, no, you can't steal people's Pokemon in this game, No throwing balls at trainers' Pokemon. There are several Team Rocket hacks out there that I know of that actually do let you steal people's Pokemon, but this isn't one of those. I'd say primarily because it's a pretty old hack. It's a Gen 1 red hack, and I'm pretty sure this was made by PokeGlitch, so of course, huge shout out to them for making this hack for everyone to play. So like I mentioned earlier, and also on the back of the box, the story puts us as a member of Team Rocket, and essentially Giovanni is stepping down as the leader, and he's testing you and your sister to see who's going to be able to replace him. So you're both tasked with taking down the gym leaders as well as the Elite Four in order to see who will ultimately lead Team Rocket. Not exactly sure why a couple of inexperienced kids are the ones tasked with leading Team Rocket, but hey, no hate here at all. The starters are appropriately Team Rocket themed, being Coughing, Ekans, and Meowth. And in my own opinion, I think Meowth is the only way to go. Purging with Slash, that thing saved me countless times. I'm not even exaggerating. It was very clutch. Now, this is a hack of Red, and I initially thought we were going to be playing through just the normal Gen 1 games, like Kanto-based story, but altered, but from what I've gathered, this is actually an entirely new region. I couldn't figure out what it was called, so if you guys happen to know that, feel free to tell me down below, but you can definitely tell a lot of work was put into changing up the map. It was a ton of fun going through something I've never seen before, rather than just the same old Kanto again. No hate towards Kanto, I love it, but we've seen it all before, so it was nice to travel through something brand new. But being a hack of Red, you do sort of go through the same Gen 1 story in a sort of remixed type of way. You'll notice things like Silphco and the Game Corner and other event-based things, they're all still there, but they've just been altered for the story. You're Team Rocket, and now you're going up against the cops, who oddly look like rockets, but it's all in a different order and even looks different. For example, pretty early on, you would go through what would be the Pokemon Tower from Gen 1, but instead now it's a cemetery. Changes like that. And the same kind of goes for the gym leaders as well. It's, the same sprites, but it's at least in a different order as well as different types. One thing I do want to warn you all about is the levels of this game. They go pretty hard, and at first it's totally tolerable, but very quickly the levels just start to skyrocket, so be prepared for that. You know, it's a pretty difficult game in that regards, but I just limited my team number, you know, I didn't have a full team. I did a fair amount of grinding, but I was able to manage, you know. It's not impossible, just hard. You'll probably see on screen what some of that looks like, but semi-spoiler, I guess, the Elite Four levels, they go from like 70 to 100. Like, they legit max out, so just be prepared. As hard as this game was, it really didn't take away from how fun it was either. Just being as a member of Team Rocket, you know, that was really cool. The dialogue, of course, was fun. You know, people were afraid of you. You were stomping through the gyms and they were begging you to leave them alone. You know, take this TM and leave, that kind of stuff. And the police filling the team role of this game, that was a nice touch as well, you know, going up against the actual law enforcement. It does a pretty good job at making you think you're a Team Rocket member without having you actually steal Pokemon. Also, I'm not certain when or where this game takes place. Obviously, it isn't canon. I'm just curious about that kind of stuff, because some people are the same from the original games, you know, like Giovanni and a few gym leaders and such. But then some of them have different names and different types, so that's a little weird or confusing maybe. But Professor Oak is even in the Elite Four, and he clearly makes it seem like it's a prequel just based off his dialogue. So that's what I'm assuming it's supposed to be, but either way, it's still a ton of fun for a Gen 1 ROM hack. There are a few glitches worth noting, nothing game-breaking, just a few minor things. I'll actually throw up a list from PokeGlitch that lists all of the noted bugs in the game. You know, there's things like your Pokemon sprites not displaying, glitchy trainer card, sometimes trainers would randomly change their sprites, and those were all things I experienced while playing the game, but honestly, really minor stuff. It didn't affect the gameplay for me at all. The trainer sprites changing confused me the first time around, but it really was not that bad. All in all, this game was a ton of fun, and most importantly, the cartridge works, you know. It saves. I put about 25-ish hours into it so far, and I beat the game somehow. I don't really know how. It was pretty hard, but I did it. So everything works. Everything continues to work. It's a pretty difficult game. This is coming from a casual simpleton such as myself, but I found myself enjoying every minute of it. Being a Team Rocket in Gen 1 was pretty fun. Alright, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I had a ton of fun playing through Pokemon Team Rocket Edition, or Pokémon TRE, and I definitely recommend you guys should check this out as a ROM at the very least, and if you decide you do want it physically, I'll be leaving a link to all of this down below as always. So, if you all enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate that as always. And if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below and I will do my best to answer those. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.